So my beautiful viewers, you are going to have an amazing journey and meeting some of my amazing Diamond Beauties Forever ladies. But above everything, you're going to meet my Meermin, my beautiful viewers. Did you ever meet a real life merman? Well, I didn't meet her in person, but I met her through this beautiful technology Zoom. And I was blown away by Tanika. And it was such an honor to arrange this masterclass, not only for the Diamond Beauties and Tanzanite Hero groups, the two groups that I'm in stewardship of, but also for all of Tanika's beautiful friends that have joined us. So my beautiful viewers, are you ready to be inspired? Are you ready to be blown away? So I hope you have your socks on, because just give me 1 second. Where's my alien glasses? Here's my alien glasses. Because this is going to be amazing. Mwah. Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate it, my beautiful ones. So Tanika, I just have 2 questions, and then I am gonna ask you to introduce yourself and then give us your incredible knowledge, my Meermin. So my beautiful ladies and gentlemen, first of all, do all of you know the saying "flow like water"? It's one of my amazing persons that I really looked at, and I bought his book. I bought his daughter's book, is Bruce Lee. And I adopted this as part of my values. So my values, I've got 6 values, and my 3rd value is flow. Because if you can stay in that river, doesn't matter if you're going over rocks, and you can just be in flow, God and the angels will create and have the space for you to continue what you are doing. That's my first saying. And my second one is, do you have on your bucket list, like me, a trip to Bali? Since I saw the movie, Eat and read the book, Eat, Pray and Love, on my bucket list is to be in Bali. So beautiful to me, and I'm going to be in Bali. I'm going to be in Bali in March.
Yeah.
In March. And then I will, from Bali, I will take a quick trip to New Zealand to come and see my children, grandchildren. But if you ever have it on your bucket list to be in Bali, please hear Tanika. I'm sure you're going to quickly mention it at the end.
Oh, yes.
She's going to create something spectacular. Spectacular.
Let me tell you, Sanet, it was on my bucket list too, Bali. And I am going back. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Beautiful. Okay,
Wow.
Tanika, all over to you, my girl.
Woo! Are you all ready? Okay. Let's start the presentation. One moment. Okay. So, I have a little bit of a confession to make. The place where I am, you might be wondering, where is this woman? What is this background? Well, I'm at a campsite, and at the moment, I'm only staying for 2 nights, so I could not be bothered to put up my tent. So I'm in my car, but it's pretty cold outside at the moment. It's like 8 degrees, it's windy. So I'm in the toilet of the campsite. I blocked the door. So you don't need to wonder, where is this lady? And I have a light that I can switch on later if we need to. So I'm a digital nomad. And these are some of the things that you need to find a solution to when you're traveling. Okay, let's start. Let's start the meeting with a prayer and an intention for this meeting and for all of us. And please say it out loud. So you can join me. The vow to source. By the love of eternal source, I am. By the truth of eternal source, I stand. By the power of eternal source, I fly. By the way of eternal source go I. By the grace of eternal source, I now sanctify and renew this gathering and decree this gathering and beings as under the divine protection of the eternal life original founders races. In the name of the eternal source consciousness field and the first eternal life creation. Taisha Intador, Taisha Intador, Taisha Intador, as it is stated, and so it is done. Thank you. So who am I? That is what I'm going to talk about, but more important, what is water? You will be amazed. For those of you who have not really been connecting and have not been on a journey with water, you're going to be blown away today. What is your soul? And how is your soul connected to source? And what is source? What is my interpretation of source? So have you ever wondered why you feel so energized after you had a shower or a swim? We all know this, right? What if the water in your body is connecting and corresponding with the water of the pool or the lake or the ocean and the shower? The shower water washes your aura fields clean. But what happens after 5 or 10 minutes when you get out of the water? You're being you again. You're being disconnected from the water again. And you're with your thoughts, your identities, your habits, your emotions. And the energizing effect disappears slowly. But what if you could prolong that during the day by actively connecting with the water you are in, with the water in your body, with the water of the shower, with the water around you and in other people? Now, this is not what we see, but this is what nature is. This is what's all around us. Our eyes are not yet designed to be able to see all this, but there are people who can. But we are evolving, and I firmly believe that maybe in 40, 50 years, because we are evolving rapidly during the Aquarius age. And that is what this age is about, building a higher awareness and a higher consciousness. So I do believe we will be able to see the world like this. And we can switch it on and switch it off if we want to. And people who are in a meditative state, they do see this. I sometimes see this when I am in nature. But you see, it's all energy. Everything is moving. Everything is glowing, everything is swirling. And this is all going on around you all the time, 24/7, but also within you. So how did I get on this path of water? I want to share my story in various parts. And when did I notice that water is energy? I noticed that when I was snorkeling in Mexico. And this is a couple of years ago, as you can see, but I was at the same exact spot when I was 25, and that is nearly 40 years ago, when I was tour guiding with a group of young people. And I was stationed there for 6 or 7 months. So I took my group snorkeling every week, and I had never ever snorkeled before. But when I entered the water the first time, it was like I was swimming in a movie. Has anybody ever snorkeled or been diving? Yeah, if you have, you know what I mean. It's magic. So I was really looking forward to it. Going back, I was on the retreat, a participant, and we were going snorkeling. But when I entered the water, it was all gray. It was dead coral. We hear a lot about this, and I had seen it in Australia, but I don't know. I did not expect it to be here because I had that beautiful, colorful, lots of fish, moving coral in my mind. And I cried. I cried underwater. Now, there's a whole story about tears and water, but we're not going into that now. But no, tears are extremely special water. And I started to talk to the water because I thought, water, you have a consciousness. I heard that somewhere, Masaru Emoto. And I thought, you can travel energy, because I knew that from my kayaking experience. Don't be underwater when there's lightning because you get electrocuted. It travels for miles and miles and miles. And then I realized, hey, nature has a self-restoring capacity. Hey, Tineke, you can do Reiki, so you can give energy. So I just started doing it. I closed my eyes and I started talking to the water. Hey, in my mind, not underwater. Hey, you know what it's been like. Yes, of course, it's 2 degrees warmer now, but you know how to restore yourself. You can do this. You've been here longer than we have. Don't let us ruin who you are. Water, help the coral. So I was talking like this and I was giving energy, and I really felt the energy pouring out of my hands. And at some point I opened my eyes and I was just amazed by what I saw. I was surrounded by fish, an enormous amount of fish. They were all circling around me. And some of them were actually touching my hands. They were lining up to touch my hands. I was like, what's going on here? And then something happened that rarely happens to me. I got scared. I was like, what is this woo-woo stuff? So I swam away. And then I said to myself, you've been paddling Colorado River in the Grand Canyon, waves 5, 6 meters high. You've been paddling down waterfalls 12 meters down the river. I mean, are you scared of this? So I got curious and I started to do it again. Same happened. And then it became fun. So I swam away, no fish, nothing there, and I did it again. And it was as if they were following me. So I came into the boat and my coach said, and I was very emotional. I couldn't speak about it. I was crying, I was overwhelmed, I was grateful. But at some point I started to speak through my tears and I said, you have no idea what just happened. Well, long story short, she said, well, what are you now going to do? You can energize water. How are you going to help people with this? I said, I don't know. But I went to bed with this idea. And the next morning I thought, okay, let's buy a pool and take people with me in the water. And then I said, yeah, but I'm not going to buy a pool because it's a lot of money. And I come from a long way. After COVID, I had to liquidate all my businesses. I was living on my savings. I didn't have a lot of savings left at the time when this was happening. So I set the intention, if I'm going to make the money within 3 days to buy the pool, I'll buy the pool. Well, I had it within a day, 3 different coincidences. So I bought the pool and then I started experimenting with people and amazing things happened. People who couldn't sleep for weeks just fell asleep with me in the pool. People who were in pain, their pain disappeared. And then I was like, okay, but I'm a digital nomad. I cannot take a pool with me all the time. This is when I was still living in my house, but I want to travel. So, okay, I need to have a hotel with a pool, but no. And eventually I found out how I can connect with you, with your water inside your body, talk to your water inside your body, and do it through online. But I needed some proof. I was insecure. So I used Vera Austin's method. She's a water crystallographer and she's done extensive research on the consciousness of water, the intelligence of water, how water can predict. She is really amazing. So I followed her for quite a while and left this normal tap water, and I froze that in a petri dish. And right is the water I energized. And if I enlarge it, I'm not going to do that now, but you'll see a pen and you'll see a coin. And I was like, okay, now I know for sure. The water's talking to me. You are going to make money with this, Tineke, and you need to write about this. You need to educate people about this. So I surrendered. I was always the serious, sophisticated businesswoman, very masculine, and now I had to become someone I wasn't, but what had to be. So this is me in one of my careers. I was a national whitewater kayak champion, competing. So there was the water, but I was unaware. I was a long distance swimmer. I used to be a swimming teacher even. The water was there, but I was unaware. Here I was speaking about masculine and feminine in business. I was already transitioning here. What is masculine? What is feminine? How do they harmonize? And I have been in business for 35 years now. I started pretty young, and I'm not so young as I look. So I'm 60 at the moment. I used to be a business consultant. I used to be a Reiki healer, but I always kept that private. That was just me. Now I am a water healer. I have written 2 books, but they're not me anymore. I don't promote them anymore. But just so you know that when I started working with water and with business people and water, everything came together. My passion, I had a water sports, outdoor and survival business. I was teaching people on the right rivers. Eventually I built a team. They were teaching people rafting, canyoning. The water was always knocking on my door. I was very, very stubborn. So what I do is I heal blockages within people, diseases, removing stress. Basically, I bring the water in your body to a coherent state, and everything in nature is always striving to be coherent. Every molecule is vibrating in the same harmonious frequency. They're not chaotic. Through water, you can connect to your soul. We'll speak about that. And you can even connect to source, and we'll speak about that too today. So here is my first client in my pool. I tune into your body, I create magic water drops, and I send them to people. I can only send them in Europe, unfortunately, due to the act on terrorism. And I would love to share a story with you and water. Are you ready for that? Yes? Okay, so it's a little video I created. And let's see if the sound is loud enough. From the day you were born, you are destined to create magic in your life because life itself is magical. And this is you when you were created. 1 egg cell and 1 sperm cell that won the race. Both molecules with water within them. And these 2 cells merged into 1 and started accumulating until you became a fetus, safely covered in a water bubble in your mother's womb. And when you were 16 weeks old, you could start to hear. And guess what you heard? You had no words. You had no mind. You could only hear and sense your mother's emotions. And when you were born, this was the language you understood. The language of listening to the water's resonance or vibration. And you started to communicate this language, but nobody could hear you. And you learned you needed a voice and words to communicate. And from that moment, you started disconnecting from the language of resonance. But it's the same for animals. But because they only have sound, the language of resonance is still very vital in nature. The primary language in nature our planet, and in the universe is the language of resonance, while you became less and less aware of it. But water is everywhere around us, and it is our way back. We are constantly resonating and connecting with the water around us. We just forgot about it. It's in the cells of our very own body. It's in the air you breathe. It is in 99% of everything that lives around us and is created around us. Water is the source of life, and it has served our planet for billions of years. Water is our way to connect with everything and everybody around us. It is where all your answers are. Yeah. And people say it is the DNA that builds us, who we are. It's not the two water cells, but it's the DNA within those cells. But what if I tell you that DNA is crystalline water structure? Oh, I forgot to put it on play mode. Okay. Okay, now you see my whole slides. I had this. Let's see if I can. Yeah.
It's okay. It's beautiful. And I love the video. I love the video.
Thank you. Let's continue. So, water has a memory. Masaru Emoto proved that. Water has an intelligence. Also Masaru Emoto, but also Vera Austin and quite a few other people. It is creative. But have you ever looked at water that way, as a creative, intelligent force? Maybe you've read about it, maybe you've heard about it, but have you ever really realized and grasped what that is about? It's got a healing power. There were healing wells. And unfortunately, it's coming to my awareness that for some reason or another, I've now visited two already. One of them was Lourdes yesterday. The healing power of the water has been cut off. In Lourdes, I've been able to open it again energetically, but it was blocked. And it's your connection with everything around you. And if you know that water is all around you here, and I teach my people that you can see it around you and that you can even see it firing and wiring information, and I call that the water web or the World Wide Water Web. And you do not need a keyboard to access that. And it is far more intelligent than the internet. It was there 500 billion years ago, water. So imagine what it has witnessed, what it has stored in its memory and in its intelligence of all the ancient civilizations. And you know, water is a closed circuit, eh? It rains, it evaporates. It rains, it evaporates. It does not disappear. So when you drink it and pee it, and it comes in the river and it evaporates again and it rains down somewhere else in a pool, maybe a dinosaur has been drinking water and pooed and peed that you are now in some way having inside your body. That's how old water is. Now the slides are in front of my, I can't read my own slides, but it says connectivity with, I think, everything and all. Your beautiful faces are over my text. One moment, because my view is blocked. I need to put some things higher, otherwise I can't read my own text, sorry. Okay, now I continue. So when a soul leaves the body, and when your body is dead, something happens. People sometimes are able to witness this. The water, part of the water, leaves the body. What they see is a mist leaving the body. And this is what people assume as the soul is now leaving the body. But what is leaving the body? When that is the soul, what is the structure and the substance? It's mist. Mist is water. And this is the phase of water we can still see. So the soul is transforming into another dimension. So if you knew there are 7 phases of water, not the 3 that we can see, solid, liquid, and gas. And the people who know about Gerald Pollack, he has also proved there is a 4th phase of water. It's an in-between state where water is in between turning from liquid to gas or from liquid to ice. Every time there's an in-between state. And this in-between state, it's called easy water, or the 4th phase of water, exclusion zone water, is also in our body. Our body makes it. It's a battery. It's where the positive and the negative ions in the water molecule go to one side and to the other side. So it is a battery. It is a sending and a receiving transmitter. It's your water in your body. So what if water is the soul's communicator because it is water? Would you then start to talk to water a little bit more? Would you become more conscious what kind of water you drink? And when you drink water, what are you actually drinking? You can speak to water. There's so many reels on YouTube where they do exercises and speak to the water. And if you speak this so many weeks, that is what is going to happen, and that is what is going to manifest. I've noticed manifesting, the big thing that people forget is the water. It travels, everything you vibrate travels over the water net, the World Wide Water Web. But if you don't know this, you cannot consciously involve the water and the water inside your body. It is talking to you, water. I get all my answers through water because it's my intuition. We call it intuition, but it is the water talking to you. Because we have been so unaware. And what I'm sharing is not new. It's very ancient wisdom and ancient knowledge. And I'll show you how ancient a little later. But for some reason, the more we focus on prosperity, on economy, on money, the further away we have been drifting from water. Because in ancient cultures or in indigenous cultures, water still has a very, very important and significant role. I created a list with ChatGPT about various languages in the world and water. And I think I have 500 words for water. It's incredible. It is a communicating network. And as soon as you start to realize that, your whole perspective and your whole idea about water is going to change. And what are we doing? We are polluting it with radiation, with garbage, we are putting it in channels, so it's not being able to swirl and curl anymore. We put it even into pipes, so it doesn't get the light energy anymore. We make water dead. And it is your way to connect to your soul and to source. And it is what I'm teaching my people, my clients. And I start a program within 2 weeks to help people to do this. It's a 3-month online program. I'll talk a little bit about it later. So what is light? It's another thing. So I don't know if you learned this at school, but I found this fascinating. And at the time, I wasn't even aware what I was learning. Nobody is aware, I think. Because light comes in, it comes through a prisma. This is what I learned with science. And it then falls out and it colors. Light is a frequency. It's not visible for us until it meets water. But what happens when light meets water? Light goes, not a prisma, but a water bubble. It goes through a water bubble and it creates colors. Creates a rainbow. We cannot see a rainbow when it's not raining, when there's not enough water. There's always water in the air, but when there's not enough water to reflect the light. So light needs water to make itself visible and to travel, to show itself. And this is us. We perceive the world through a water lens. Our eye, our lens, is nearly 100% water. And the light that comes into our body, in our eye, what would happen to that? What is our body? What happens when light meets a body? Could that be an aura field? It's supposed to be a water body, yeah, but yeah. Have you ever considered this? I get all these downloads. This is the water talking to me. For me, it's remembrance. I feel that I have been a Lemurian. Ah, the light switch is on. Let there be light. I took a torch, but I don't need it. Oh, I need to move, apparently. I feel I have been a Lemurian water keeper, and all that wisdom that I used to have, I don't know how many years ago, now is coming back through me. And it's time that the water gets the attention it deserves. So let's go back to the origin, Genesis. Do you know how many times water is in the Bible? I looked it up one time. I'm not sure whether it was 70 or 300, but it's in every religion, water is something sacred. Why is that? There was a darkness was over the surface, and the Spirit of God hovered over the water. This is the existence of the first, this is the creation. This is the first thing that people trace, or religion traces, source or God to. He could not speak in the absence of water. But what did we just establish? What could not show itself by the absence of water? Light. Light source, light frequency. So what if God is light in communication with water, is light frequency, source frequency, transferring itself through various phases of water densities we cannot see the water in. It is pure crystalline light. It's not matter in the other densities, in the other realms, I should say, until it becomes in our 3D dimension, and then it becomes the phases of water that we know and that we can witness. But there are phases of water in other dimensions. Let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water. Well, there are various waters. There are the waters of the origin, and that is actually in that's also people speak about primordial water, which is called the womb of existence, but it's still water. There is a source river frequency. So that is the frequency coming straight from source through the various stages of water to us. I do that prayer every day, but it's in the first language ever created, Anuhasi. Because that language is not distorted. We don't know what it is. Well, I start to learn it now, but it's not being interfered with, those words, because we have no meaning by them. There is, yeah, and so it's pure. It's the first words, and every language finally came through these words. Taisha in Tedor, that's what I said at the end of the prayer. That's Anuhasi language. As above, so below. The phases of water. The phases of water we cannot see. Clouds are water. I just happened to be at Montsegur. It's a very energetic mountain, and I was doing. I had a podcast on of someone, and he was doing a meditation specifically for that mountain. When I came to the top of the mountain, there was a portal. I posted the photo on Facebook. There was a ring in the clouds with a circle, a hard edge around it. It was not a coincidental cloud. It's something you normally do not see in the clouds. It was a ring with a feather in it and a rainbow light. That was the waters above presenting itself, showing itself. Maybe to me, maybe not, I don't know, but I did see it. And it's said that that mountain has a direct connection to source. It's for the ones who like to know, it's Montsegur in France. And if you do energetic grid work, it's Stargate number 12. I'm not going into it now. 7 phases of water. And these phases I'll teach to my clients. And what is the frequency of every phase? And what is the dimension of every phase? Now, we talked about this. What is source? Or who or what is God? Because religious people talk about God, or there's other names. Conscious people talk about source, but what if they're all the same? Light and water. And it's unlimited love, unlimited energy. Have you ever heard about source breathing? There are people who don't eat. I know someone, she doesn't eat. She just feeds from source. And unlimited potential. So what if I could help you to reconnect with the water? Would you be interested? Think we are now getting another video. Oh, let me. Yeah. Let's continue.
Water is the source of life, and it has served our planet for billions of years.
Water is our way to connect with everything and everybody around us. It is where all your answers are. The water in your body resonates with your thoughts and becomes the vibration of your thoughts. But what are your thoughts? It's time to free yourself from your thoughts, which are not serving you. All the conscious and subconscious thoughts, patterns, habits, and identities you have, because you are so much more than your thoughts. Become free. Reclaim your connection with all knowledge so you can manifest and create whatever you desire. Become limitless. Listen to your inner voice. Join my retreat in Bali, where I help you reconnect with the water's energies and its powers. Look inside, see the light that shine. You are reflecting what you hold in your mind. Every breath, every step, a brand new start. You need a light that's born in your heart. The more that we know, the more the more we've been. Oh, the doors to the mirror within. The love you see, the freedom you crave. It's all within you, waiting up to you will reconnect with the language of resonance, and you connect with everything and everybody around you, where all the answers just are. So you can embrace everything you already are and everything that has been waiting for you for so long. The water's energy is your guide. It has been from the day you were conceived. Join us and play. Find everything you've been yearning for. You are so worth it. We are the oceans, we are the sky. Did you listen to the song? It's a magical song. So awaken your soul's connection and your feminine water energy. And this will happen in March 2026. And for those of you who are interested, there's only 6 spots. I do not want a bigger group. And I would like to speak to you first. So I'm not now going to do a whole pitch and the discounts and the bonuses and everything, because it's very important to see how you resonate now, but also, are you a match? Does it work? If you do not want to wait until March, I have a program starting in 2 weeks' time, and that is giving you a protection throughout the day, building a water castle. It is teaching you about the 7 phases of water. I am giving you exercises to connect to your soul, but not to the Akasha records, because those are the records that keep us in a loop of reincarnation. The original records are way older. They're called the Akusha records. And they're the records of our eternal life, where we ascend, where we choose if we want to come back or not, but we don't have to. Our soul doesn't have to incarnate. So you can talk to your soul. You don't, it's life is not such a mystery anymore. Problems are no problems anymore, because you see why they're there. You see how they help you. But you also heal the patterns, so the problems will erase and evaporate, just like nothing. Yeah, it's a 3-month journey with a masterclass every 2 weeks, with 6 private coaching sessions. So it's a journey. It's a water connection journey. So those are the two things I would love to invite you for. If you go to my website, waterhealing.eu, you can join my water consciousness community. You can download this PDF. That's a great start. If you want to take care of your body, start to drink energized, alive, healthy water. One of the first steps to take the water in your body seriously. You can download it for free. Waterhealing.eu. And whoop. These are all my social channels. So I'll keep this open for a little while. And Sanet, I want to give the stage to you.
Thank you, my beautiful Tanika. Wow, that was amazing. So I must also tell you, my beautiful ones, I've bought myself energized water, glass water, where you can put your water in, press the button, and you get oxygized water. And I must say, I do believe there's a difference in my skin, definitely in my skin, but I feel it was important for me to investigate it and try it. So I know I've learned a lot today, my beautiful Tanika. Thank you. I love water. I'm also a deep sea diver. I don't do it anymore because of my ears, but I love to submerge myself and look at the world in a different way. So it was truly spectacular. So my beautiful ones, I will create a group for us on Messenger, on Messenger Facebook. So for all Tanika's beautiful friends, if it's possible for you to connect to me on Facebook, Sanet Van Breda, and there's only two of us, and I am the one with the hat. I will create a small group, and in this small group, I would love you to do a testimonial to say how was this masterclass, and then Tanika is going to give you an amazing gift just for doing a testimonial, because she needs it for her website. She needs your testimonials for her website. So I will create that, my beautiful ones. So thank you so much for being here. You are now welcome to unmute yourself and ask a few questions. If you just can give me 1 second, and I quickly want to speak to the viewers.
Just a second. For those who are willing to make a testimonial, I will give you access to a meditation that connects you to the water underneath the Pyramid of Giza. All right.
Okay, so that's the reason why I'm going to create that smaller group so that we can have the testimonials in there and then communicate with each other as well. So I would love you to connect with me, my beautiful ones. I do also have 2 amazing groups that's free that you are welcome to join and be amplified by me. But that's all. That I will give you the information. It's all up to you if you want to be there as well. So my beautiful ones, I'm going to quickly talk to the viewers, and then we will unmute. You can unmute yourself and ask questions. So my beautiful viewers, I know this was spectacular. Please go down in the show notes below, and you will find all Tanika's information. So thank you for joining us. Have an amazing day. Stop. Just give me one.